Let me ask you. I had shared all the code and the steps and the whiteboard. Have you understood the creation of a package? I'll ask you a couple of questions. Just a second. So has those who are trying parallelly or the others for, conceptual thing, you don't require to actually code. So the package structure is completely mapped to folder structure. So when we talk about, creating a package class, the package names are mapped to the folder names. So this is what we had created under today's folder, src, com app core, and under that we had stored box.java, and the package is com.app.core. And here we wanted to separate the tester into another package. So com app tester, here there was a tester class, and the first statement was package. For compilation, which is the folder should you go to, src or tester for easiness? Answer is src. And what was the command? Wait a second, I'll just open this into Paint so that I can write the instructions right here. So whenever you get it at the end of the day, after the lunch break, you should know the instructions so that you don't waste your precious lab time into doing that. So for compiling, where should you be? You should be under day 3.1, sorry, src. And what will be the command for compilation? Java. See, I'm writing it in the same on the same whiteboard. So all the instructions will be like together, easy for you to revise. /bin. And now you have to guide the compiler in telling where is your tester. So which is com. Now comes the folder separator, app, com app tester, and the name of it, test box functionality.java. And you saw there were so many errors because now we were trying to access the classes outside a current package. So what all we had to modify to get rid of compile errors? We had to first do the imports. Then we had to make the class as a public class because default classes cannot be accessed outside the package. And that wasn't sufficient because your tester was creating the instance of the class, in short, calling the constructor. So we had to make the constructors public and the API. API means the methods, compute volume, get box volume, all this. So after compiling, what was happening is, what did you observe? I don't know whether you observed or not, so I'll highlight it for you. So after that, if you observe, if this is our day 3.1, under bin, who is creating this packaged classes? Compiler. We did not have to create any packages or any folders. So you can check here, com, app, core, there is a properly compiled after removing all these compilers, box.class. And if you check com app tester, you will see test box functionality.class. And then what we observed was, so this was as far as the compilation error was. Wait a second. Okay, so here, this was your compilation. And for running, I'm giving you in writing so that, in the lab session, lab time, don't waste your time in such things. So for running the application, what you have to do is cd to bin folder, and then you could run it as Java, followed by, what should be followed by that? Fully qualified class name containing the main method. So what is that fully qualified class name? Now you should be using the package separator as a dot. So com.app.tester, that's a package name, followed by test box functionality. And that is what gave you the correct output. So tell me, confidently, openly, clearly, are the steps, whatever I said so far, is it clear? I'm not saying that everyone has tried or not. You may not have tried. That is fine with me. You have lab session. At least the clarity is there completely. Great. So this was regarding 3 access specifiers. Which 3 we were talking about? Private. Our data members are still private. default, which is package private, and the public. So protected I will discuss later because it is a most interesting one, but you can't understand it totally without understanding the inheritance. So now I have a last question to ask you. So because it's very interesting. So here you just follow. Here what you now you know what is the exact usage. We have done that and finished that. But now I'm saying this thing. What is it I'm saying is here. If I say, for example, see this, I am saying that let me go to that tester. So I'm saying CD. Just observe what I'm doing. App. I'm just hitting the tab tester. So I'm into the observe where I am. I'm in the pack. I'm in the folder com app tester. Hit. I mean, if you're on the Unix, let's say ls or otherwise dir. Can you see that in this folder there is a test box functionality.class? So the question being asked is, if I try to run it, okay, see, I'm into already com app tester, and if I directly try to run it as Java followed by test box functionality, after I press enter, what will happen? So now compilation is already done. So will it run correctly or will you get a runtime error? Answer is you will have a runtime error, a very important point, guys. And tell me, how will you understand all of this if you directly jump into IDE? That is why this first 2-3 days trouble. So see this. So read the error message correctly. See this. It's simply saying could not find or load this particular class and caused by means is the root cause. So what is that error? No class definition found error. And it is saying com app tester test box functionality is the correct name and you have supplied the wrong name. So aren't you surprised? So here, no, nothing to do with the import, Girish. You are off track. You are wrong. Here, the moment you add the package statement at the top of the, in the top of the source file, your classes cannot be accessed without the package name. So even if you go to actually that subfolder subdirectory and try to launch it, runtime, this is done by the JVM's class loader, simply cannot find it. So what is the rule? The moment you place the class into the package, can you access it by directly the class name or will it be by fully qualified class name? Default direct, save commands to save the .class file. There is no saving of the .class file. It generates it. Mac OS also, JavaScript commands are the same. So continue doing the same thing. Okay. So there will be zero changes there. Okay. So the point is you have to supply the fully qualified class name. And some specific issues such as Ubuntu or Mac OS, I'll handle them in the lab session because that will be faster. That will be easier for me. I can ask you to share the screen and help you out that way. Okay. So that is the, I mean, wait till the lab session, please. But the point is Java command and JavaScript commands are platform independent. Only thing is the slashes and those ls or dir, all those commands, that those may change from platform to platform. That's it. So everyone understood this. So now what is the statement? The statement is your user has to actually go to a particular folder. Which folder? Now see, I'm saying change directory. 2 dots means parent. 2 more dots means parent. So from tester to app to com to bin. So now I'm again back to bin. Okay, I climbed 3 steps higher. Parent folder I'm going to, and then you already have seen this. So here I have to use the fully qualified class name. And what happens is here your JVM's class loader maps these package names to folder names. Means what? It will check, is there a subfolder? Is there a folder called as com under bin? Answer is yes. Is there a subfolder below that by the name app? Yes again. Is there a subfolder tester? Yes again. And from this subfolder, it will pick up test box functionality and try to launch the code. You understood what I said? This is what I meant when I said package names are mapped to folders in Java. Are we clear? Don't try to run it and all. The whole idea is just to confirm the running of the package class. All the statements reached you? Okay. So you can tell me, I mean, I can find out easily whether you understood or not. Let me try this out. Everyone must be thinking that why we always remove this dot class extension. So if I say dot class and if I press enter, what will I have? Runtime error, or will it, correct working or wrong working? Will it work or will it fail? W or F? Of course it will fail. We know that. Only thing is, I want to know why. Anyone wants to tell me why? I told you this answer I'll give you after doing the packages. Anyone wants to tell me? Yeah. I mean, it's not file not found only, it is class not found. But why it is? Okay, let me ask you the precise question. What is the precise question? Is which is the name? What is it is trying to do? What is it is trying to load? So see the whole journey once again. It goes by, is there a subfolder com? Yes. Is there a subfolder app below that? Yes. Is there a subfolder tester? Yes again. But guys, what will it take this as? A class name or a folder name? Answer is folder name. And it will try to check below tester, is there a subfolder by the name test box functionality? Obviously it doesn't exist, throws you out. And that is why it is saying that it cannot load the whatever dot class. So now I hope you must have realized we never say that only, we never say dot class, because if you had said that earlier, even before packages, it would have taken this test as the name of the package and class as the name of the class. Are we 100% clear? Why you never add the dot class extension while launching the Java classes? You know, so that is why I said you have to wait a little bit. When a particular correct, when you are at correct stage, I'll definitely explain and you will understand it. That is the whole point. Okay, so now coming back to next statement or next this. So here, suppose I go to my other drive, C drive maybe. Okay, and if I try to launch this, it's a simple question, nothing hard. When I press enter, what do you think will happen? Will it work or will it fail? Of course, it is going to fail, no doubt about it. And the reason you already know, it tries to see under C drive, are there these folders? Of course, they are missing, throws you out. Everyone with me? Everyone understanding it? Okay, so now see this. Isn't this a pain? Isn't this a hassle? Isn't this a trouble that your user, your tester has to go to a particular folder structure, which is so complex, and only from there he or she can run the classes. So instead, what if I want to give the flexibility to the user that you should be able to run it or you can run it from anywhere? That is when you enter class path. Okay, so listen to the statement again and then I'll show you and then we will try it out. Okay, so here, so what is it we are saying is, I want to give the flexibility to the client. Client means end user who is going to run your app. Okay, I want to give the flexibility to the client. Let him be in C drive, D drive, E drive, or wherever. He or she should be able to launch my classes from anywhere. So that is where the concept of a class path comes in. So class path is not a path. I never said path. I'm talking about class path. So just a second. I'll open our help file and I'll make you read that. And of course, I'll explain. This was present in day 2 readme regarding packages. So people ask you, it's a popular popular question. Let me ask you, is setting the class path compulsory as in mandatory or optional? M or O? It is optional but recommended. You understood the statement I'm making? It is completely optional for you to set the class path, but it is 100% recommended. So read this carefully. To run the package classes from any folder, if you want to give this flexibility, then you have to set Java specific environment variable, and the variable name is class path. Actually, it is all uppercase. On Windows, you can supply the name of the class path as lowercase uppercase. But if you are a Mac user or if you are a Ubuntu user, Linux user, you will have to set the class path as the all uppercase. Okay, so here you can simply do this way. I'm showing here on Windows. Later, I will give you a readme, small readme, or you can also, I'll give you a link where they have shown you how to set the class path on Ubuntu as well as Mac. Are you going to need this after we enter IDs? Absolutely not. But everyone compulsorily is going to test it at least once, setting the class path and then enter ID. I'll give you the instructions in the lab session. So now read this. What is class path? It is Java only means Java specific. In short, will your JavaScript, React, Angular, or your .NET technology, are they going to use it? No. It is used within Java alone. Who is going to use it mainly? It is going to be used by the class loader subsystem. For which purpose? To locate the class from this class path, and then it will load the classes into the meta space, into that method area. So what is it which a class loader will do? Class loader will try to locate the classes by default from the current folder. But in case the it cannot find it from the current folder, will JVM give up? Answer is no. It will refer to those class path entries, and from that it will try to set it. So instead of talking about it, it's easy to, it's easy to what? Try it out, test it out, and then I can explain, or I don't have to then explain the rules. Oh, great. I have got a link here. So please open, guys, Mac users, if anyone is coding along, or you can do it in your lab session. You are this setting class path on all platforms, because I'm showing you on Windows. Mac users and Ubuntu users refer to this. So I have given you a link. One link is there, or I think this is a video tutorial. I don't remember. I think it is a small blog or something. So do refer to this. The author has shown you how to set the class path on your Unix type of platform. Okay, so you can do it later also in your lab session, and I'll be there to help you. So going ahead here, what is it I'm showing you is those who are using Windows can directly do it with me. So here, look for a what you can look for is start in this search box, environment variable. Even if you say env, it will come. So edit environment variables for your account, control panel basically. So you can click on that. I'll repeat the steps slowly, but in the lab session, not now. So here I'm into environment variables. Typically, don't worry about what other things I have said. We'll talk about it whenever required. So here, there are two categories of environment variables. I hope you can see. One is user variables for my own, and one is system variables. So path and all, we set it in the system variable, and class path typically we set it in a user variable. So here I'm saying new. New means create a new environment variable. What should be the name of the environment variable? Tell me, please. After saying all these things, which is the environment variable we are setting here? We are going to set here is nothing but a class path. The name of the environment variable is class path, and I'll repeat the statement slowly. For Windows, it is case insensitive. You can write it in any case, but for Unix, Mac, or this thing, Linux, it is case sensitive. So let us create it in a same manner, class path. Things are not as easy as this in Mac and all. For Mac, you have bash script. I mean, you have to write something. And here, don't trust your spellings. So here, another favorite question is, what should be the value of the class path? So loose answer is bin folder. But the correct answer, loose answers are not tolerated in interviews. So the correct and the formal answer is the top of the packaged classes. So see this here. When I say top of the package classes, go slow. Which is the what is it called? Project we have created is day 3.1. And tell me, where are our .class files? Under SRC or under bin? Easy. Of course, under bin. And can you see something? Under bin, you have this package hierarchy, com, app, core, tester, etc. So what should be the value of the class path? Top of the package hierarchy, which is nothing but our bin folder. So I hope you have reached your day 3 bin or day 3.1 bin. Click here and say Control C as in copy. So here is you have copied and go back to your environment variable options. And here paste the value. And I'll show you. I'm not zooming the size here. I'll show you in a minute what I've said. And the class path can consist of multiple entries also. So semicolon is the separator. I said semicolon, not colon. And to tell the JVM's class loader that do search in the current folder, dot is for the current folder, add dot also. I'll send you this, what I have said. Windows user, I mean something similar you will have for the Windows user. I'm sending you what I have said so that you won't make a mistake. And then say, okay, this. If you want my help, of course, I'll get it done, but in the lab session. Okay, so we have set the class path. But now the point is, after you set the class path, to the open command prompt or terminal, the changes are not applied. So if you say, for example, set, and if you say class path, it won't show you anything and you'll be surprised at why it is not showing. You might be wondering because I have said all uppercase, not that. So if I say set class path, it's not showing any value. So what is the rule? Rule means what is it you have to do? You have to exit from the command prompt and open it again. Okay, so now let me open it from D drive. Okay, if these commands are confusing, I'll get it in the slower this time, but in the lab session. Now, after opening the command prompt once again, simply type set space class path. And tell me, those who are working with me and those who are on the Windows platform. And this, is it showing you the class path which is set? Yes or no, maybe? Is it fine? Okay. And so of course, this is my path. I mean, a decolonization, but I think you understand that much. And now try to launch it. So I'm in D drive. I'm nowhere under our day 3.1 and all. So now say tester, don't make spelling mistakes here, please. Test box functionality. See, after setting class path, can I omit the package names and all? Of course not. Sorry. I made a mistake. What is our package name? pom.app.tester. My mistake. And tell me, is it working or is it not working? In your case, I can see in my case it is working. Okay, so here this code is now runnable, working. I mean, I'll run it just to give you the guarantee that I'm not fooling you and all that. Why would I? Of course. And here, if I say something, I mean, the whole code is now runnable or accessible from anywhere. So this is what is the concept of the class path. And for this, for making you understand this, I was telling you strictly, don't use IDs. Because the next 5 minutes, we are entering ID. With ID, everything is done automatically, including setting of the class path. So you'll never even know what happened under the hood or internally. So this effort, this exercise, everyone is going to do, whichever operating system, whatever. And like I said, I have shared you a link. This is already available from day 2 help. Just open day 2 help regarding packages, and I've given you both the links. So pick up whichever you want to, and you can see the instructions for setting the class path on other platforms as well. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you regarding. Mute yourself, guys. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you regarding class path. Just we'll do 1 minute revision and we'll proceed in IDE. So start telling me. What is class path? I'll start it for you. It is an environment variable. Is it specific to Java or is it not specific to Java? It is specific to Java, Java only. You won't find it into like, other technologies such as C, C++ or whatever. So next one, setting the class path for launching the classes, mandatory or optional? Optional. But is it recommended to set the class path or is it not recommended? Of course, recommended. So what is it you achieve? I mean, people ask you, why class path? Because to give the flexibility to the user, end user client, to run the Java classes, to run the Java package Java classes from anywhere. Yes, absolutely, Ananya Girish. So how do you do that? If you have different ways of setting class path as an environment variable. So you just create an environment variable by the name class path, and after setting, okay, sorry, next question. What should be the value of the class path? Anyone? Class path is a variable, so it has to have a variable this. But Kritika, that bin is a, a vague answer. Interviewer will ask you which bin folder. I don't know any bin folder. So the correct way is top of the package class hierarchy. So where are your package classes? Under which folder? They are currently under bin. So your answer is that way correct. But while answering in interviews, give a better answer. Okay. So this should be the top of the package class hierarchy. That way is the thing. And then how do you launch it? Then you can launch it from anywhere, but the syntax is the same. Java followed by fully qualified class name. So this is all about setting the class path. Mac users or your Ubuntu users, if they cannot do it, easily, setting the class path environment variable, when you press Java and press enter, it will show you all the options. So there is one option somewhere, minus CP. See this. So minus CP or minus class path, it is the same. So you can say Java minus CP, this one, or minus class path. And then you can supply the value in the double quotes, that same value which I had given, and you can launch it. So like I said, I don't want to waste too much time in this. If you run across problems in the lab, we will definitely sort it out. So this is all before entering the IDE. So guys, now let us enter IDE. Every one of you has got STS installed, right? So we are just going to launch it. Only thing is, I would suggest choose the new workspace so that earlier work will not get day-wise we are going to create folders and all that. So that should not get affected. So launch your IDE. You have, not have to, but yes, you create a shortcut so that, it becomes easy to launch it from anywhere. This is minus 3.9.16. I have downloaded 3.9.17, but never upgraded. 16, 17, both are okay. Either one is okay. So this is your 3.9.16. Launch it. Don't say okay further because I want to, change the, what is it called? A workspace. So here you can say browse. And what I'm going to do is, see this. Where is that? Yeah. So here, this is my earlier workspace. So I'm going to continue in that PGDAC. And here I'm going to create, or this is what I'm going to give as the workspace. In short, see, I have already, you also must be having the folder. So I have got this day 1 to day 3.1. I'm just going to continue hereafter. So choose the workspace accordingly. By the way, there's no such rule. You can choose whatever workspace, wherever you have writing permissions. Select folder. So I have kept that workspace and say launch. For each new project, yes. This one, Viraj, if you say new project, no. If you just let me say, yeah, for new project, you'll have to set. So not create the class path, Viraj. You'll have to append to the existing list. For example, let me talk clearly. Suppose you have day 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. Okay, three projects we created today. So you will have to have the class path. First, you have already appended till day 3.1, semicolon, the whole path and day 3.2 and 3.3. So every time you don't create a new variable, you just keep appending to it. Am I clear, Viraj? You can try it out in the lab. Okay. So now let me open this. You know all the instructions. So, but it's good to this. So you don't require dashboard. You will require dashboard when I take you to Spring Framework and all that. So first what I'm doing is, see, you can see there is a servers and all. Right now we don't require servers. All of this you'll require in advanced Java. So generally I suggest that choose the same ID so you don't have to relearn the ID. Guys, this is nothing but an Eclipse IDE with Spring ID plugin additionally. And you'll definitely, enjoy this when I take you to Spring Framework. So many shortcuts it gives you. But that is all later, much later. So instructions and then we'll do it. So first is change the perspective. How do you change the perspective? Window, perspective, open perspective. Those who are trying along, I hope they have reached. Choose the perspective at Java since we are in core Java. Everyone done? Everyone reached? Everyone means who are trying. Otherwise, I'll repeat it. You know this basically. So this is done. Step 1. So change the perspective to Java so that you'll start getting the this thing. What is it called? The shortcuts file. Now you don't require a task list, so you can close that. No outline is required. We are not in Spring, and you can remove the Spring Boot dashboard also. So keep the minimum stuff which you require. So you have only Package Explorer window and these problems, Javadoc and declarations. That is all. Actually, this also you don't require, but let it be. Next one, I'll increase the font size. So you'll you'll see this. So window, preferences. In preferences in the top left corner, font. You can choose the dark theme also. That is also like your VS Code, they are available. But I prefer for Java a light theme. So I'm just changing the basic. So colors and fonts, basic. There's a text font option, edit. And you can choose whichever font you like, whichever font you are comfortable with. So I'm using Verdana, regular, 16 is generally visible, sufficient time. So, whatever I type here and all will be, or whatever appears on the console will be visible. All I did is the, changing the font size and changing the perspective. Now, what I'm giving you as an instruction is very important. So please confirm that, and those who are not working, parallelly with me, do confirm in the lab. I'll repeat that. In case I forget, remind me. So what is the most important instruction is whether your JDK folder, whether your Java runtime is set correctly or not. So click on window, preferences, expand that. Window preferences. Can you see in the top left corner, there is a type filter text. Here, simply type JRE. I just typed the JRE here. I'll expand that. Okay, so here, and when you type JRE, you will see install JREs. So click on install JREs. This instruction is important. This is what will tell me whether we are all working on the same JDK version or not. And you should see rather JDK 11. I don't care about the update version. I have got long earlier 11.0.7. That doesn't matter. But what matters here is you should have, see, I'm using Windows 10. So it is C: program files Java. I don't care about that. But the location should be referring to JDK. I'm repeating the instruction once again. Note it somewhere. Those who are going to test it in lab, you have to open the preferences, window preferences, type JRE, click on install JRE, and just once check it that it is referring to JDK 11. After that, whatever may be the update version, I'm okay. I just now said, Shubham, update version, anything is fine. I just want to see 11, JDK 11. After that, it can be anything. You got me? But if you are using by mistake 15 or 16 or 17 also, the latest one, There are so many compatibility issues with the advanced frameworks which I'm going to teach you, Hibernate, Spring, and all that. So that can cause the problem. So everyone, please come to the same LTS. This is a LTS version, long time support version. Next one they are planning to come out is JDK 17 LTS. So that time we can upgrade, but currently don't upgrade. And simply say apply and close. This instruction you will know how important it is on the first day of your enterprise Java. Enterprise Java means advanced Java, web programming in Java. Okay. Without that, so many servers and all don't work. Okay. So now let me not waste your time. You have done it, but again, it's anyway a recap. So here, can you see a drop down list? Right. First entry is Java project, which is what we are going to create throughout core Java. Maven, Spring project, all in the web Java, advanced Java. So choose Java project. Now, if you see, the project is going to be created in the same folder. So I'm going to start a series. I have already got day 3, day 3.1. Let me call it as day 3.2. This is how I'll be creating it on a daily basis. Becomes very easy for you to revise. Okay. Again, check Java SE 11. Ideally, I mean, technically you can say finish, but I'm not saying that. I'm just taking you step by step. Next one. So can you see why we were calling it as SRC? All IDs call the source folder as SRC typically, and the default output folder is going to be day 3.2 bin. And here, when you say finish, it will ask you create module info. Module is the concept which they have added from JDK 9 onwards. Okay. Module is nothing but the, collection of packages. So currently, since it was not in your contents and syllabus, if time permits, I'll show you at the end of core Java. Currently, you'd say do not create. Even if you create, this additional file will get created. But let us be standard. Let us be uniform. In all the cases, you say don't create, not required. And then you expand the folder structure. You will see that your the JRE system library. That is what is the one part of JRE system libraries. So if you expand on that, you can see all this is essential to a Java developer, essential to understand. You will see there is earlier there used to be rt.jar. Now there is jrtfs.jar. And the module which they have is java.base. If you're doing it with me, then you do. Otherwise, like I said, we'll repeat it in the lab. Expand on that and tell me, what is this java.base module consisting of? Can you tell me looking at this output? What is a module consisting of? Packages. So, Apnil, the answer to your question is you start getting the shortcuts easy. Otherwise, there is no change when you change the perspective. Okay, so this is your package. And which is the package which is available to us by default? Java.lang. So can you see under java.base package, see under JDK lib, there is a JRTFS. JRTFS means Java runtime file system.jar. The package is java.lang. And when you expand on java.lang, what is it you are looking at? All the classes which are available from java.lang. So which is the class we know? The first thing we do is SOP system.out.println. So can you look for it? You can see that there's a system.class. There will be string classes, there will be math class, and so many more. I'm not asking you to spend half an hour on this. I'm just telling you as a Java developer, when you say base module is nothing but what? Archived into JRTFS jar, some jar file. And the module consists of packages and package consists of classes, which is what I had said on the first day. I just wanted to convince you. I just wanted to confirm that what we have said is correct. So this was about your thing. Now let us write a quickly hello ID, welcome ID types, and then we'll continue. Okay. So this is compulsory. I won't say compulsory, but this is good to know. This is good to understand. So you click on SRC. You know there is a shortcut C. So create a Java class. Now guys, you should understand properly. If you don't supply any name, what is the name of the default package? Blank, unnamed, anonymous. And if you don't supply anything, it will give you a warning. Please add a name. So let's say I'm calling it as a tester, maybe simple tester. or okay, P1, let's say P1, something. And here I'm saying test ID. Now, here by default, the access modifier is given as public. If you want, you can of course make it as package private, either one. I mean, currently it doesn't matter. This is what you will understand little later. What is the name of the universal superclass of all Java classes? Answer is in front of you. It is java.lang. No. You got me wrong. Somebody answered me main. I said, what is the name? Main is the name of the class. Come on. The name of the class, which is the universal superclass of all Java classes. Superclass means parent class. With inheritance, you'll understand better, is object. And do you want to run this class? Answer is yes. So select main. And you know, now you don't have to type too much. When you double click on it, it expands and gives you maximum space. And why people come to IDE is for IntelliSense, auto completion, source code generation. So even if you say sysout, it will come that. And all I'm saying is, hello IDE, or welcome to IDE, or whatever. So now your hassles of compilations are reduced. Because the moment you add any code into IDE has Java compiler, all these tools from Java. So the moment you make a mistake, immediately there will be a red cross and becomes so easy. In most of the times, it gives you the fixes also. So everyone is aware of that. So I'll not waste too much time. Now, if I want to run it, if I had to run it on the command prompt, you remember you have to set the class path. If you don't set the class path, you have to go to day 3.2 bin. By the way, folders are the same. Why don't you observe? I spend a lot of time on such things because, you know, understanding concept is very important. So let me say our workspace. Observe, this PGDAC is our workspace. This is the, see, earlier all projects were created without ID. This is the first project we have created with ID. So can you find out SRC and bin are the same? But in addition to that, your IDE has created settings, class path, and the .project file. And this class path, in that it has set the class path to the current, the top of the package hierarchy as a bin folder. So that is why things become so easy. But if you say, no, I'm still not clear about class path, no issues. Go to the bin folder. Here, open the command prompt. So you reach here. And now, if you say dir, here you have a package class. So how do you run it? Java p1 dot whatever the name. I forgot the name of the class. Test ID, I guess. Yeah, it was test ID. So here you can see. Of course, after entering ID, you won't do this. But in case you want to understand how it is mapping or what ID is doing for you, is this this is one way out. And you don't have any hassle. Everyone knows there is a run button here. So you can directly launch. Compilation is already done. So you can launch it. And nothing, what do you say, astonishing or surprising. This prints the welcome message. Everyone knows these steps in ID. Okay, everyone comfortable. Last one, before we continue with the rest of it. I want to, if what will happen if I do this? Okay, tell me. If I run this as it is, what will happen? Output, or will it give a runtime error? Runtime error output? Of course, runtime error. No blocking. There's no blocking. Where I have used scanner? So scanners APIs are blocking APIs. This is a command line argument. But while launching, I'm not yet given any command line arguments. So correct answer is this thing, runtime error. Which error? Array index out of bounds exception. So confirm this. And as you can see, the first line survives. And the second line, array index out of bounds. And it is telling you index 0. Because the array was created, command line argument was created as an empty one. And when you click on this, you know that error is here. So, do you know how to pass the command line arguments to the IDE? You might have done it. Okay, you are saying you are done it. So I can do it in a fast manner. So here, there is a drop-down list here. There is a run configurations. I'm expanding it so everyone understands. First tab is main. Second tab is arguments. And when you see this program arguments, those are what? Nothing but command line arguments. So suppose I say Madhura here, and if I say run, as you can see now there is no issue. There are no issues, and it is picking up your command line argument and running the code. Are we 100% clear so far? Okay. So that is your welcome to IDE. I mean, you already know working with IDE. We're just continuing with it. So now let me open the next part in the sequence. After entering IDE, you don't have any requirement of setting the path, setting the class path and all. IDE does it automatically for us. So this was the second point covered. Okay. So we spent a lot of time in revising and solving your assignment. And then we have talked about packages and access specifier, which is the only access specifier. No, Abhijit, you are completely wrong. We are not scanning the input and all. Remove that scanner unless until you create a scanner. You don't have any scanner and all. You are reading the input as before from the command line arguments. And I just showed you the way to pass the command line arguments. That is how you can see it. Okay, so we are not scanning at all. We are accepting the command line argument from inside the IDE. That is how you can see this. Okay, so now I'm taking the revision of a topic which you have already done with ma'am. So here we are entering arrays. Now whatever we develop, we are going to develop it through IDE. So let's start with a quick recap. When you create array in Java, arrays of two types. You have learned array of primitive types. So I'm going to revise that first with all of you. And then I'm going to take you to array of references. So that is, of course, more than interesting. So let me start with the basics. When you create, okay, I'll give you a requirement. You give me the code. If you want to create an, okay, I'm thinking the array to store 10 double values. Give me the code. I'm looking at your output. I said type out the answer to create an array which can store 10 double values. Absolutely correct. The double array, whatever variable name, equal to new double 10 is the very right answer. Can I accept this array size from the user? I'll rephrase my question. You are absolutely right. Those who have said. Answer is yes. So suppose I say, I'm going to ask user enter the array size. And then I want to create that size array. How will you do that? Using scanner. Of course, using scanner. Yes. So imagine that scanner is done. Scanner is equal to new scanner system.in. Write the code after that. sc.nextend. Yes. But where will you use sc.nextend? Inside that array. In short, it will be double array ARR or double array equal to new double array sc.nextend. Next double is wrong. Array size is always an integer. So it will be sc.nextend. Yogesh, you can do it in one line also, as we said. Prashant, it is not going to be sc.nextdouble. It is going to be sc.nextend, guys. Okay. So that is, creating the array from the whatever user supplies. Now, when you say array object, already I gave answer. Arrays are created as objects, or whenever you create an array, where are they created? Stack, heap, or method area? No, I changed my question. Of course, on a heap. So as usual, just as a quick recap, we'll write some code. And as usual, we'll step back and look at its memory picture. And that is how we'll be doing the revision. So here, let's write something. Okay, you can read the first line. Actually, you can, why don't you read the whole line? Whole of this highlighted one. I'll be quiet. Please read it slowly. Okay, let us start reading it line by line. I hope you understood this. Arrays are full-fledged objects. So the moment you say object, it is dynamically created and memory allocated on the heap. But everyone knows now the connection between class and the class instance. So tell me, do you think the array object can be created without the corresponding class getting loaded in the method area? Full-fledged means complete. Full-fledged exercise means complete, completely like an object. Array is an object that way. Okay, look up in the dictionary. So here, so before the array class gets loaded in the method area, impossible to create an array object in the heap. Okay, so now the interesting statement. So all arrays of the same dimension, for example, single dimension, 2D array, 3D array, whatever, of the same dimension and same type have the same class. For them, the same class will be loaded. I've talked in example. So before I say the example, the length of the array, whether it is containing 10 double values or 10,000 double values, the class loaded for that array object, will it be same or will it be different? I'll repeat my question slowly. Sometimes, my question, if it is not clear, how can others understand? And then they lose interest and they start feeling lost. So here, I'm saying, suppose you created an array to hold 10 double values. And then you created an array to hold 10,000 double values. So 2 array objects will be created on the heap, no doubt. But that I'm not asking. I'm saying the class which will be loaded for these 2 double type of array, will it be same or will it be different? Everyone understood it now because I got a lot of answers now. Of course, you are right. It is going to be the same. So does length matter? Of course not. Length does not matter. What matters is the dimension. Is it a 1D array, 2D array, 3D array, and the type. So I have talked about it. Example. The array of 3 integers. When I say this, immediately think in code. Int array is equal to, or my array equal to, new int square brackets 3. It has the same class as array of 300 integers, which is again int array arr2 equal to new int array 300. And here is the name of the class. So what is the name of the class? This you won't find in Java docs because this is the class which is created by the compiler. So you won't find any documentation. There is a way to find the name with the API, and I'll come to that in a minute. So see this. What is the name of the class starts with? Okay, I'll see this. The name of the class loaded for this is here. So see this. Are we talking about one dimensional array or multiple dimensional array here? Single dimensional array. So that is one opening square bracket, and uppercase I stands for what? Uppercase I is standing for what? Integer, of course. You are very right. And so this will be the name of the class which will be loaded. Have you done this already with ma'am? If you have done it, I will not spend so much time. You have not done it. Okay, fine. I got it. So because I have to adjust the speed accordingly. Okay, fine. So you will see it in a couple of minutes. And then I have already said the length of the array is not considered for which class gets loaded. The length of the array is definitely considered as the array's instance data. In short, simple question, simple answer. The length of the array, that length is considered as the data member and will be stored in the heap, or will it be allocated in the method area? Heap or method area? Where will be the length of the array stored? The length of the array will be stored in heap or method area. I'm getting both the answers. Guys, read this statement and tell me again. Tell me, heap or method area? The moment I say, still I'm saying method area, guys, wake up. The moment I say instance data, where are the instance data members stored? That means all of Saturday is like gone wasted. Instance variables are always memory allocated on the heap along with the object. So why people are saying method area is beyond me? Okay. And now I've taken some more examples. So the name of the single dimensional array is this, already explained. Name of the 3D array of bytes. So why this 3 times 3-dimensional array and uppercase B for bytes? If you talk about Boolean and if you say a single dimensional array of it, the for Boolean Z, I mean letter Z is what is it kept and single dimension opening bracket this. And the next important statements you should know is array size. Once you create an array object, can you change the array size? Tell me yes or no. Answer is no. If you want to create the dynamic data structures with flexible sizes, you have to wait till collection framework. Collection framework is nothing but DSA, data structure algorithms in Java. So when you learn that, when you talk about this, you have like how you have array, there we have array list. And array list you have vector, you have linked list, you have so many things you will learn. So that has the, that array size, then the size of the data structure is not fixed. So today we are not there, today we are in arrays. And like for other objects, the implicit, when I say implicit, you won't see it mentioned. Implicit superclass, universal parent class of array also is java.lang.object. So this is essential information. Each and every word may not be clear. Over time, you'll understand. So let us try solving something. And then we always sit back and draw the memory picture and your understanding becomes complete. Okay, so let's go ahead. So just a second. I think you can solve it on your own. Okay, have you done for each also, guys, with ma'am? Do you know for each syntax? Okay, okay. Because, you know, otherwise I would have explained. So please read this and you are going to dictate code for me. Just read it first of all. So I hope you finished reading. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this objective. And like I promised, now we are not going to step back to non-ID. So here, let's open. Control Shift W to close everything, to close all. It's like close all, a shortcut. And now I don't want to mix up. This was just a hello ID types. So I'm clicking on SRC, clicking on C. Here, let's give the package name as primitive arrays. Primitive arrays. And then more interesting stuff I will start, which is nothing but your array of references. But that is after I see that you are comfortable in primitive arrays. And let me call it as test one. I'll start a test series kind of a thing, test 1, test 2, etc. And add that. Everyone clear so far? The package name I have given is a primitive arrays. The name of the class is test 1 and let it be public. Currently it doesn't matter. So just a second here. So I'm saying finish here. And now I'll add the objective here. Okay. So that, you know, you have a question right in front of you. I'm going to highlight. And okay, before I start highlighting, I'll just prepare your scanner and keep it ready. So here, everywhere, I will try to write the comments. So anytime you are revising by going through what we did, you should have a complete idea. Create a scanner instance attached to standard input. Now, you know, things are super easy. So I can simply say scanner and you can choose scanner from java.util. You know, automatically, you don't have a hassle to write import and all that. So a variable name, use scanner. If you say control space again, control space is for auto completion. The first one is for files. Second one is for standard input, which is system.in. And if you don't close the scanner, IDE will give you a warning. So towards the end, we will say sc.close to close the scanner. You'll understand more, meaning about closing the devices and all in our IO topic, input output topic, device handling topic. There I'll show you file handling and all of that. Okay. So now I'll just give this enter size of the array. So I have written the basic thing. Now accept the number of data samples of the type double. So what is the next line? Next time is create the double array of specified. Specified by whom? User specified. Okay. I asked you this earlier. So what is the next line? You had given me already. Is it important to close? I said this, Aditya, so many times the other day. It's not compulsory to close because currently scanner is what? Encapsulating system.in standard input, which is already open. But later when we attach the scanner to file devices, it becomes compulsory to close it. Otherwise, your file handles will be kept open and you may have problems in reading the data or writing the data to the file. So this is all good programming practice. Okay, going ahead. Tell me, what should, okay, you had given me the answer, but I'm going to do it slightly differently. So let's see, double array, let's say data. Guys, this is a revision of earlier plus understanding new. Anyone wants to tell me, when this particular line is executed, how many Java objects will be created in the heap? Correct answer is 0. Somebody said 1. Please tell me here, what is it you are creating? Are you creating a primitive type, reference type of variable, or an object? What is it? A reference type of variable. Very right. So here, what is data? Note it. Note it means, of course, you don't have to write it. I'm writing it for you. Is it a primitive type of variable or a reference type of variable? It's a reference type of variable. But everyone knows there are 3 subcategories in reference type: class type, array type, interface type. What is it of? It's a array type of a reference. Very right. So array type, because it is going to later point to, instead of writing it in 1 line, I always write for the first time in 2 lines for the complete clarity. Reference type of variable, array type, and this reference type of variable will be memory allocated on, please don't give me a wrong answer, stack, heap, or method area. This data, guys, here I'm asking you, this variable will be memory allocated on what? Answer is stack. Have I created any array object yet? So why you are saying heap? We have not, you only told me there are 0 objects. So why you are going to heap so fast? So here, this will be memory allocated, of course, on the main stack. And what will be the default initialized value of it? Not initialized. In short, see, with IDE, I can show you things so easily. I mean, less typing. If you try to say data, you immediately get a compiler error. Why do you get compiler error? Because take the cursor there and you will see the local variable. Are you understanding? Wake up. It's a method local variable. Data is your method local variable. May not have been initialized. And compiler doesn't allow you to access any uninitialized variable. Guys, we have said all of this with a box class, box type of reference, integer and all that, the same understanding. Are you totally clear? Okay, here I'll say Java C error. 100% clear? No confusion? Okay. So now it is high time that you create an object. So let us write the RHS first. I know you have done it, but you have done it like, okay, I mean, not thinking too deep about it. So new, what is the type of the data you want to store? Double. And the size or that not capacity, size is the correct one, is user defined. So SC dot Nextend. Why I'm saying nextend and not double? Because the size of the array, let it be a character array, a boolean array, or whatever array, it is going to be what? Integer. So st.nextend. So now understand this carefully. So here in this code, we are creating in this line, are there any objects created on the heap? Is there any object created on the heap? Answer is yes. And how many? Exactly one. Suppose your user says 10 is the size of the array. But here, exactly one object. One array object. Array is like a holder. Okay. One array object is created on the heap. But tell me, apply your understanding of class and object. Do you think that directly array object can be created, or first the array class has to be loaded? First the class or first the object? Of course, the class has to be loaded. So of course, there is a prerequisite. So here, array class is loaded in the meta space. What is meta space? Nothing but the name of the method area. Okay, you are comfortable with method area? I'll write it that way. Whatever. That method area's name is nothing but meta space. Okay. Then followed by array object creation. Just a second. And then the reference is returned to the caller. So array class is loaded in the method area. Anyone wants to tell me what will be the name of the array class which will be loaded in the method area? Class information, yes. Wrong. Data is wrong. Data is the name of the reference variable. Java.lang is the name of the package. Object is the super class. Yes, somebody wrote it correctly. So the name of the class is, tell me, is it a 1D array, 2D array, or multi-dimensional array? 1D array. So opening bracket. And what is the data type? Is double. So there is an uppercase D for double. So this will be the name of the class which will be loaded. And how do you confirm what I'm telling you is correct or not? Wait for 5-10 minutes. We'll confirm. So first the class gets loaded. The array object is created on the heap. And what will be the size of the array? Whatever is user supplied. So let us say currently 10. Okay. So this is what is happening. And tell me, what does a new memory, a new operator return? The reference to the allocated array. So this is where you assign it to data. So we're going to draw it in memory picture in exactly 5 minutes. But first you just understand it verbally. So next time onwards, we'll of course write it in one line. But you have to be clear with reference versus object. So tell me, what is the RHS here? Reference or the object? Object is a correct answer. And what is the, and of course, where it is memory allocated? On the heap. And what is the LHS here? Reference or object? It is a reference and memory allocated on the stack because you have declared it as a method local variable. What is method local variable? Whatever you declare within a method is a local variable that way. Okay, so this is it. Now, so this finishes the first part. So we have created, accepted the number of data samples and created the suitable array. Oh. Now I want you to display it using for loop and we'll see, observe and conclude. So tell me. So display array data. So what are you going to use? Initially you use for loop and then later we will of course use your for each also. So start for. Everyone knows for loop syntax. You can declare a loop local variable here. Int I equal to 0. I less than. Tell me, what should I use? I already got the answer from Himanshu. Very right. No, this one, Himanshu, we are not accepting the data. I want to display the data. Okay. So here, I don't know what is the value user has given. No worries. You have a length as the data member. So here, data dot length. And here you can say I++. And all I want to print is array data. So how will I print it? Data of I. What does the array index start with? Does it start with 0 or does it start with 1? It starts with 0, right? And if I ask you ahead of time, what is the output you expect to see? Compile time error, runtime error, or the output? Answer is output. And what output you expect to see? All 0.0s. So 0.0 all the way. So because I don't know what is the size. If user says 10, 10 0.0s will be printed. Okay, just check this much and continue from here. So here I'm running this. So suppose I say, as I quoted, 10 is suppose the size. So what does this tell you? This should tell you that whenever you create the array object, the state of the array object is initialized to the default values. And what was the type of the array we created? Double. So naturally, default double value is 0.0. So you are seeing this. A small question before we proceed. If you change the type of the array from double to Boolean, what do you expect to see? If I replace double by Boolean, what do you expect to see? What is the output you expect to see? False is the correct answer. If I replace it by, let's say, what is it called? Integer, int array, or byte array, or short array, 0. And if it is float, 0.0f and all that. Okay, so default values, it will be initialized. And later when we create array of references, I'm going to show you, this is basically a warm-up. Real deal is array of references. So when I create the array of references, what do you expect to see? Null is a correct answer. Sumit, that is lowercase null. Uppercase null is not the keyword. Lowercase null is the keyword in Java. So that's all right. That's completely correct. Now tell me, I'll give a header here. Header means title. So here, default array contains via for loop. Okay, so this is your for loop. Now I want to print the same thing via for each. Output will be the same. I just want to confirm your understanding about for each. Default array contains via for each loop. Yes, please. Dictate. I already got the answer. For each double D in data, SOPD. Absolutely correct. So here, what you have, what is for each? For each is called as enhanced for loop, where you don't have to supply the index. For each will automatically go from the first element in the array to the last element in the array with the step size of +1. So it is very easy. For each. So each word is silent. So you just say it for understanding. What is the type of the data? Double. So you can use any loop local variable. For example, D, somebody has said. For each double D in data. So you should always understand the implicit assignment. So can you tell me, for the first iteration of the loop, what will be the value of D? Anyone wants to tell me? D is equal to, yeah, forward only, right? No. You do not get me. I don't want I know the value will be 0.0. I'm saying assignment. D will be assigned which value? I want the RHS of this. Exactly. This is what I wanted. Data of 0. See, it is going to iterate in a forward manner, type forward manner with a step size of 1. What it will, and of course the value is 0.0, obviously. So next iteration will be data of 1. Are you understanding me? Are you understanding the question? And anyone wants to tell me, what will be the last iteration? What will be the assignment for the last iteration? Type it out. Okay, but 9 is so hard-coded. I don't want 9 exactly. Data of data.length minus 1. That is the correct answer. There's no size and all here. There's a length here. So what it will be? Data of data. I don't know. Today it is 100. Tomorrow, sorry, today it is 10. Tomorrow it can be 100. So data.length minus 1. So this is that complete iteration. So isn't it cool? You don't have to attach any indices and get data of I. It is implicitly done by the compiler. Okay, so here it is. And then I'm just saying SOP. Do I have to say data of I? There's no I here. SOPD directly. Of course, the output is going to be the same. So there's no debate on that. But this is much easier. much simpler than writing your for loop. But in some cases, you have to use the for loop. Anyway, so let's confirm the output. So suppose this time I say enter the size of the array is 4, just a variation. Actually, you'll see all the same for 0.0 and all here. So tell me openly as in clearly. No filters between us, guys. So is everyone 100% clear so far? Very baby steps I'm taking, tiny steps, but it's good to understand. Now solve the next one, next objective. So now here, this one, accept the data from user, of course using scanner, and store it in array. And display, now I'll not waste your time because you already gave me the correct answer, so I'll skip on this. Display the array. These two things you do it, please. So tell me, for accepting the data from user and putting it in an array, which of the following? Yeah, yes, you're right. Which of the following I can use? I'm giving you always choices. For loop, option 1. For each loop, option 2. Option 3, any of above. That is either of above or none of above. Answer is for. And why it is so? Why? You're absolutely right. Why you can't use for each, guys? No, not because of index. For each is, I would say read, okay, kind of read only, but it works on a copy. You will never be able to assign or modify the array contents using for each. Okay, so your answer is absolutely correct. So let's do that. So here, let's have that loop. So I'll just accept data. This part we are solving. Okay, so you have to use a for loop. I'm going to give you, I always give to the freshers, beginners. I'm going to give the exercise. Exercise means 2 minutes exercise. You'll do it in IDE. Replace this for by for each and observe and conclude. But that will be done in the lab. So int I equal to 0, I less than data.length. And here, user doesn't know what user has to enter. So you have to give a prompt. Enter data. And then the important line has to come from you. Somebody had already given me. So what should be the left-hand side? Data of I. I will run from what? 0 to length minus 1. So data of I is equal to, what should be the RHS? sc.nextInt or sc dot next double. Yeah, you are right. Whatever answers you are giving is sc.next double, of course. And you know, when you say scanner.next double, these are all blocking APIs. So whatever string you enter, suppose I enter 15.23 sum. So that is a string token. It will be converted into double and that will be stored at the 0th position. And likewise, it will continue. So this is nothing but your array initialization. This is not a dynamic array initialization, that I'll show you separately. So this is it. And then now display array data using for each. I don't want to modify any values. I just want to do it with a for each. So answer is the same. So I'll not waste your time. The thing is, I'll change the header. So here, initialized. Initiated is initialized array contents via for each and the same thing. So focus on the last few lines I wrote. Tell me, no confusion, no ambiguity. Are you clear so far? Simple things I'm starting with, of course. So if you are clear, just try this. Suppose if I say size is 4 or okay, 3 I said by mistake. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So suppose I say, okay. And let's say something. So int gets automatically promoted to double. So it doesn't matter really. And as you can see, initialize array contains via this R. It is a array is what? Ordered collection. So order data structure. So it maintains the order of insertion. 0th index 12.34. This and this is your array concept and the, what is it? Output. Correct so far? I mean, is it matching so far? No questions, no confusion. Okay, so this is the simplest example of the array. But now I had made a statement earlier and you said you did not know about it. So I told you, rather you already knew, array is an object, but object cannot be created unless and until corresponding class is loaded in the method area. I've given you in writing. First, the array class is loaded in the method area and then the object is created. So if anyone is curious, you all should be curious. A developer has to be curious, otherwise otherwise you won't evolve. So the point is, if you want to find out which is the class which is loaded for the array is, no, SOP data won't give you that. It will give you something weird. And I'll do that SOP data also in a short while, Yash. But before that, I want to show you something. I just want to find out the class name. Or okay, since Yash has given me something, why don't I show him or show everyone? So here, now my data is initialized. So if I say SOP data, this is not how we are going to do it. But let me go his way, his suggestion way. So observe, here I'm saying name of the class loaded for the array. Or let's say double array. Okay. Observe and conclude. Everything is with observation and understanding. So, size doesn't matter. So suppose I say size is 2. And here, partly, I told Yash, partly he was correct. So for this, it is here. Can everyone recognize the name of the class? Why there is one opening bracket? Tell me. One square bracket opening. Because it is a 1D array. And why there is uppercase D? Because it is double. But in addition to that, you are seeing something which is called as the hash code. Hash code is nothing but the internal address. So I did not want to show this. I just wanted to show, I'm just expecting to display this. Are you getting me? So is there any method by which I can only display the name of the class which is loaded in the method area? Answer is yes. Without ID, I'm so sorry. Without Java docs, we don't do that. So please open your Java docs. When you log in for a meeting, right in the morning for the theory session, first thing you should do is open the Java docs. So here is our Java 11 docs. And here you search for, okay, before I give you the name, tell me, which is the parent class, which is the universal superclass of all Java classes, including array. Name is object. Okay, so simply type here object, and the type you choose is java.lang.object. You will understand this inside out tomorrow. Tomorrow is the whole day we are going to spend in inheritance. Of course, inheritance and polymorphism go hand in hand. So few more principles. Anyway, so read this. Class object is the root of the class hierarchy. That is where the class hierarchy starts. Every class has object as the superclass. Superclass is nothing but the parent class. And all objects, including arrays, implement the methods of this class. So this is they have given. Now there is a method here. See, everything you won't understand today because you don't know still the generics and so many things in Java. So just follow whatever you can. There is a method called as getClass. In object class, there is a method called as getClass, which returns the runtime class for the object, meaning whichever is the class which is loaded in the method area. Okay, so just let us use that and see. I don't want to show you this hash code and confuse you and all that. So open our code if you are coding along, and where is this name of the class loaded? And here just observe. Those who are not coding parallelly, just observe. Just say data dot. And guys, keep your eyes open, keep your observation good. So can you see hash code, toString? Can you see a length, data member? There is no parenthesis. No parenthesis means what? Is it a data member or is it a method member? It's a data member. And clone and equals and all that. Forget all about it. Look at the method getClass. So has array class got this method? No, it is inherited. Like how a child inherits a wealth and knowledge and the whatever culture or whatever from your parents. That is how the subclass or your array class is inheriting all these methods from the object class. So I'm simply saying data.getClass. And let's see what it does. So here, this I had not entered. So I'll just finish this earlier one and launch the application again. So suppose I say size of the array is this. Now observe and conclude. Have we extracted the name of the class which is loaded for the array object correctly? Are you getting it completely? So this is your debugging or understanding or whatever you call it, it's your call. But this is how you understand things, that actually there is an array class by the name, opening bracket and D, getting loaded, and then your array object is getting created. So just a quick check. Okay. So let's see, because unless until you play with the code, that's my favorite term. Play with the code, explore the code in the lab, and that is how you get confidence. So here, I'll give you a question. You type out the answer as you always. Print the name of the class loaded for above scanner object. I have given you the question. You give me the print means SOP, of course. I'll wait here for a minute. Respond. Try it out. It's not difficult at all. Never shy from writing. At the most, you will make a mistake. My job is to correct you. So SOP sc.getClass is a very right answer. No, scanner.getClass, Rajiv. If you say Rajivir, I guess, scanner getClass is not a static method. So how can you do that? So here you have to use the reference variable name, which is SC. So here, SOP SC dot, I'll give this name of the class loaded for scanner. And all it is, I'm just trying to show you. Scanner is a class, but which is the default superclass, universal superclass of scanner object. So simply say SC. You should do all this in the lab and say dot. So you have next method, has methods and all. But if you scroll below, you will see there are inherited method. And which is that inherited method? E, F, G, H. I'm looking for this. So there will be somewhere. I'll not waste your time. So there will be a method called as inherited method, inherited from your superclass, same method sc.getClass. And before I run it, anyone wants to tell me what will be the output here? Answer the question, please. No. There's no system, Sushant, here. Scanner, sc.getClass, I have said. Only scanner, guys? Or it's fully qualified name? Exactly. Shivani is right, Rohit is right. So java.util.scanner, fully qualified. See, earlier one array class was compiler generated, so there's no package and all associated. But this is your java.util class. So what you should expect to see is java.util.scanner. See, this is off track. I know that. But when I show the API, you should see how to use it in all possible cases. API means that getClass method. So you can observe and conclude. Okay. So this is that scanner class. We keep saying anytime you create an object, before that a class has to be loaded. So this was the name of the class, and rest of the part you already know. Are we understanding and enjoying it, or are we hating it and losing it? Like, are you getting the things, guys? Because if you don't understand, if you feel lost, you hate the whole thing. I don't want you to hate Java. I want you to love Java. Okay, so that is it. So we have done the basic stuff about primitive types. Now in a minute, we will draw the memory diagram and we'll take, or okay, looking at time, let's have well-deserved 10 minutes break and then we'll continue in exact 10. So after the break, we are going to draw the quick memory diagram, not for the whole code, takes too much time, but these two important lines. So I should be confident that everyone understands it. And then we'll proceed to array of references. 10 minutes break and we'll resume. Okay, so welcome back. I hope everyone remembers what we were discussing. We were discussing the array related primitive array of primitive types. And as we said, I just want to show you the memory picture before we shift to array of references. So open your writing material or pen or whatever you are writing in that. So let me just write a two-liner code here. Again, the code and the memory diagram, we are keeping it next to each other. So let's say double array data in one line. And the second one is data is equal to, I'm not writing the scanner part that you can manage. New double array sc dot next end. And just imagine that user give the size of the array as 4. So the size which was supplied by the user is, let's say, 4. So this is what we want to understand properly before I take you to array of references. This is the code. Is everyone clear about what is it we are talking about? Okay, great. So now tell me, now start. This is going to be the same repetition of what I showed you when we were talking on Saturday for the class loading, references, object creation, everything. So start it with me. So when this particular line, the first line is getting executed, what should you show? So before you start answering, please draw 3 memory areas as always. Stack, heap, and a method area. This is your meta space, which is nothing but your method area.
Method area.
Absolutely correct. So here, tell me, when this particular line, I'm still executing this line. When this is executed, what should I show? In stack, I already got the answer. Of course, it is on the stack, in the stack, because this is a method local variable. So show here. Isn't it same as the same sequence I had taken box B1 or whatever, and then we had created in the next line new box and called the constructor. But that was for a class type of reference and class type of instance. This is the array object we are creating. So slight differences. So this is it. This is it means depending on the JVM specification, either 4 or 8 or 16, because references are the value, the memory allocated for references is the same. Whether it is a box type of reference or scanner type of reference or array type of reference, the memory allocated required for a reference or a pointer is the same. So this is done. Now, as usual, execute the RHS. So when this RHS gets executed, imagine that size is 4. What should I show first? The class loading in the method area or object creation in the heap? Of course, the class loading in the memory area. And you know by now the name of the class. So which is the class which is going to get loaded? Of course, there will be object classes, a super class, but inheritance all tomorrow. So everyone knows the name of the class. So that name of the class is opening bracket D. So this is the class loaded. And we have already confirmed by saying data.getClass. Okay, so first the class loading happens. Now come to the heap and then you start drawing the object creation. You will see that it is very similar, very much similar to your instance of the class. This is nothing but the instance of the array object, or this is nothing but an instance of array class. So first is always a class pointer, and class pointer will be referring to this loaded class information. Anyone wants to tell me what will be stored in the next slot? I got the answer from Shraddha as data of 0. Okay, the correct answer is length. Guys, length is the data member or is it a method? Answer is it is a data member, instance data variable. So instance variables will get allocated where? In the heap or in the method area? Answer is in the heap. So show the next one as, I'm just writing the actually on the value is stored. And what is that value? 4. But you may not understand what is that. So I'm just giving a title. It's a when you say data.length, this is what you are reading. So I'll repeat the statement again. Array length is the instance variable. It's an instance member of the array object. So show it memory allocated in the heap. And then you are saying, somebody was saying data 0, then it starts. So tell me. So for the 0th index, what is the value it will have? Array is initialized to the default value. So to 0, 0.0, 1, 0, 0.02, naturally, all of them. And the index runs from 0 to length -1. So this is the complete initialization and the creation of the array object. So let's just put it in a box to show that this is the creator. Class pointer is pointing to the loaded array class. See, it is so same. Once you understand object and a reference, it is similar everywhere. And everyone knows that the new operator returns the address, returns the reference to the allocated memory. So show data pointing to this data structure. And this data structure of a fixed size is nothing but your array. So I'll pause here till you tell me you are clear. Is the memory picture and the whole discussion clear? If it is not clear, tell me accordingly. Clear completely? And then the remaining code, when I say for each or when I say for, you know, it is going to work and take up the data from here. So whether you say for each or for, it is going to pick up all these default values. And like you told me that for each is read only, you can't use it for modifying the state of the array. There we had used the for loop and we had modified the values to whatever user needs. So that memory picture I'm not drawing right now. It is not really required. But when I take you to array of references, we'll draw more memory diagrams. So this is the understanding, complete understanding about array class being loaded, array object getting created, and array reference initialized into the stack. All clear? All the statements which we made are clear? So with this understanding, let me take you to more interesting concept. It's not like more or less, but another interesting concept, nothing but array of references. So before I give you objective and all that, let me just quickly ask you a question. What is the data type? What is the type of the data? You are storing it in this data array. Is it a primitive type or is it a reference type? Okay, it is double, of course. But double is what? Primitive type. So this was the discussion of array of primitive types. Soon, which is going to change. Okay. So now read the requirement. Later you can read this. Important statement works on the copy, for each limitations. You can read it later. So here we are entering array of references. So instead of if I talk in memory picture, just a second. Here we had created array which can store a primitive type such as double. That is going to be replaced by array of references. And trust me, what is the size of the object? There's no size of operator. You have to compute. So for length, typically the length of the array is stored in 2 bytes. So whatever class pointer required 4, 8, 16, these length bytes and the actual size of the array. So 4 plus 2, that is 6, plus either 4 or 8 or 16. That is the size of. It is all managed internally by the JVM. Got it, Vaishnavi? Okay. So let me take you to more interesting. I was saying basically this topic is extremely important. Why? Because after today we are in day 3, right? Okay, so maybe on day 7 or something, day 7, day 8, typically we enter day 8 maybe collection framework. In short, data structures in Java. This is what you are looking at is a fixed size data structure. Later we'll replace it by sets, maps, lists, and all that, the growable data structure. But the working, if you want to understand the data structures, internal data structure is an extremely popular topic in any interviews. Okay, so if you understand the array of references, understanding later stuff becomes easy. So always we'll think about what is to be done and we'll step back and we'll decide. So here, we already have, okay, we have already written a box class. So I'm just going to copy it into our IDE. I'll show you how in a minute. So focus on writing the tester. So what is going to be the name of the tester? Test box array. Under which package it should be? It should be under the package com app tester. Okay. Now continue with the requirement. So what is the end objective? What is the problem statement? Requirement is you are going to ask the client how many boxes he wants to order. So how many boxes to order? Number of, size of the order. User might say, I want to purchase, I want you to create 5 boxes or 50 boxes or whatever. So you'll take that. You will accept the box dimensions also from the client because user has to specify what should be the height, width, and depth. Forget queues, forget uninitialized, -1 initialized boxes. We'll focus on a cuboid. Okay. And after you do all of this, see, this is the proper problem statement. You have to store all these details correctly. And this is where the question is. So here, one you will solve in the lab with me, and one we will solve here. So this one we will solve here. So you have to display using a single for each loop. I'm not allowing you to write a for loop here for this solution. You have to display using that single for each loop, the box dimensions also, and the box volume also. So I'll stay quiet, read this requirement, which we will start solving in a minute. Just focus on this. I'll be back. I'll get my water bottle. Okay, is the requirement clear? Because if the question is not clear, then you will not understand a thing. Is the question clear? Okay, so here, I'm not going to solve it like directly in the IDE and all that, but I'm going to first confirm you with your understanding. So here, when I say ask user how many boxes to make, what are we going to use is naturally scanner. Everyone understands that. So imagine scanner is created and all of that. So as an example, I'll say. So here, suppose you have said, I'll write it first here in on the notepad or whatever, and then you will get a back-to-back revision when we write it in IDE again. So here, enter number of boxes to make or whatever. So this is my side. Now the next line is very important. So does anyone want to type the next line? User might say, make me 5 boxes, 2 boxes, 10 boxes. I don't care. So can anyone type? What should be the next line here? I'm waiting for your answer. Scanner and all is done. SC dot next int is only the part of it, Pushkaraj. I want the whole statement. Int n equal to new int size, box b is equal to new box, box array box. Okay, some of you are writing it correctly, some of you are not. So now let me ask you correctly. At this point, what is it you want to create? Do you want to create array or dimensions? Double or okay, forget it. Simple question. Array or single value? Everyone understands it's an array. Okay. So now the next question. What is it you want to store in the array? What is it you want to store in the array? Somebody is saying the dimensions. But guys, the dimensions are the part of the box object. So can you store the objects directly, box objects, in the array? Answer is no. In Java, there are only, not in Java, Java, C++, whatever, Python. You can only have either array of primitive types, which are, int, short, long, double, float, etc., Or you can have, which is the other type of the data type, reference type. So here you are going to create, or rather we are going to create here, listen to this, of course, array of. So this part was correct. Array of, what is it? Array of box type of references, refs for references, which can later point to actual box object. So this is nothing but your concept of array of references. So you are not going to store the dimensions. Dimensions will be picked up later. But first you are going to create a holder. If you have heard the term array of pointers, it is nothing but pointer is replaced by reference. So this is your array of references. So how to go about it? So I can write it in one line or two lines. So initially 2 lines. So here, what is the type of the array I want? I want to store the box type of references. So box array. And you can give a suitable variable name. I typically give the name as boxes. So tell me, when you write this much only, what is it? What will be happening in the memory picture? We're going to draw the memory picture, but after I write the code. Okay. So here, will anything happen in the stack heap method area? Tell me, what is it? Yes, a reference type of a variable by the name boxes will be created, memory allocated on the stack, nothing else. Refresh question. How many objects will be created when this line is executed? Answer is none, 0. Okay, so 1/2 is done. Now, let me start as always with the RHS. So what is it I want to create now? An array object, a holder, which will hold the box type of pointers, box type of references. So anytime I create a new object, new is the keyword. But are you creating here array type of object or box type of object? A for array, B for box. Wrong answer. Box type of object will be later. First, you have to create a holder which can hold the box type of references. So here you are going to create a box array. So here, see this. Earlier we were saying new double array and it was holding the double values. So when I say here new box array, what it will hold is box type of references. Earlier it was new int array, new double array, new char array, and it was holding the primitive types. So here, now this array, I've yet to write inside, is going to hold box type of pointers, box type of references. Okay, so here, what is the input I should supply? Tell me. We have attached the scanner and all that. So what should be the input? Yeah, numbers, but what will be that numbers, Sumit? How do I read the number from the scanner? sc.next int, next double, next boolean, what? Of course, it is sc.next int. The size of the array, whether it is a primitive type or reference type, it's the size. Size is what? Integer. So next int. So now see this. New box array will be created. The array, we are going to draw a memory picture. So just give me some time, 10 minutes maybe at the most. Here, one box array object gets created in the memory. And now when I assign it to boxes, the same old question. How many objects will be created after this line is executed? Okay, suppose let's focus. Let's say user wants to make me, user wants to give order of 4 boxes. Anyone wants to tell me how many objects will be created when this line is executed if the size of the array is 4? Getting different answers. Correct answer is 1. And which object will be created? One array object will be created. We have not yet created. 0 is a wrong answer. The moment you say new, how can you say 0? Wake up. 4 answer is wrong. Here 4 references are going to be created. You'll know everything each inside out in couple of minutes. So only one array object will be created. And my favorite question, I want to confirm what are the contents of it. So I want you to display array contents. And I'm not allowing you to write the for loop. I just want to display the values. I'm not changing the array contents at all. So please dictate for each. I'll give you a minute. Dictate your answer. Put it on the chat. I said, I want you to display this array contents using for each. Right. If the question is not clear, ask me. No, wrong answer. I want you to write the code. Write your for each, guys. Yeah, so it is for each. Earlier it was double D into data. So now it is what? A box. So for each box, B for loop local variable, for each box B in boxes. Are you understanding it? And all I'm going to do is SOP B. So anyone wants to tell me, when I write these two lines, what will I get? Compile time error, runtime error, or the output? First tell me that. Answer is output. And of course you are right. No zeros. Guys, this is not an array of integers. It's an array of reference type. So what is the default initialized value of a reference type? Null. So how many nulls you expect to see if the array size is 4? Of course, 4 null values. So let us confirm only this much. And then we will accept the box dimensions. We will create the box object on the heap separately elsewhere on the heap. And that address, that pointer, that reference will store in the array. So creation of array of references is a two-step process. First, you create an array with the default values of references, which is null. And then you create the objects and put their addresses in the array. Everything will be clear by the end of, before the lunch break itself. So we are writing all of that. So I don't want to reinvent the wheel in the sense we have box classes and all. So here, how do you add your earlier code in the Eclipse? You can't say import the project because that wasn't an Eclipse project. So see what I'm doing. So here 3.2 is my Eclipse project. Go to 3.1 and under SRC, can you see com, app, core, and I have box. Are you understanding? So just pick up com. Just go to SRC, copy, Control C. So com has com, app, core, and tester also. So here, come to the IDE. I'm saying Control Shift W, close all. Click on SRC and say Control V for pasting. If anyone wants me to repeat the steps, I'm just repeating right now, but I'll repeat it in a slower manner in lab also, in case you want. It's not a rocket science at all. So here, this was my non-IDE project. We were creating it earlier. So I just went to SRC and picked up that package folder and pasted it in the IDE. So now just have a look at it. What is it we have? We have, see the package. What is the name of the package we got? Com app core. Expand on that. And here is our earlier written box class. There is a keystroke Control Shift F for formatting. Without formatting, code becomes so difficult to read also. So Control Shift F, this class we had developed. So I'm not going to waste your time in explaining it again. And here, if you see the tester, that earlier tester, test box functionality is also present. Control Shift F for formatting. Got it so far? I have not written a single code. I repeated it twice already, Prashant. Next repetition will be in the lab, not now. You got it? Just pick up the com folder, Control C it, pick up means copy it and paste it under SRC. It will put it in the packages and all correctly. Like I said, I will definitely do it in the lab, but not now, looking at time and all. So I'm closing all of it. And now let me read my problem statement. So keep that sequence and the code which we had generated all together. So com app tester, fine. So which is the name of the class I'm going to write now from scratch is test box array. So let's do that. In see where I'm clicking. I'm not clicking on SRC. I want it in this package. So click on this package, C for class. So see, package name has appeared. And here I'm writing test box array. Actually, I should have renamed it as, array of references, but okay, fine. We can change it later. Add the main method. And what I'll do is I'll just pick up this objective. So you'll know what is it we are doing. I'll write the problem statement here. Whenever I give you assignment, copy that problem statement here so you know exactly what is the question and all that. And then I want is accept. And this is what we are, this much at least we are solving. So I put everything together. Okay. So now you start, okay, you take your time in settling down. I'm just starting with our standard thing, such as scanner stuff and all that. Okay. Next one. I'm not writing the comment now, you know that. So here, let us give a prompt. Ask user how many boxes you want. Okay. So tell me, have you understood the part so far? It is the part of com.app.tester. We have imported the scanner so we can use the functionality. And this is our starting point. Clear or not? I need answers from you. Okay. So now the next line, I'll give the comment because that is what gives the clarity. So create array type of the reference. Only one line at a time. So how do I create an array type of reference which can hold box type of references? Box. And if you say control space is for auto completion IntelliSense, it will give you an option. Do you want your box from com.app.core? Of course, yes. If you don't want to rely on ID, import whatever, com.app.core.box and all that. Here I'm generating it from this. So here, do we want to store the details of a single box or multiple boxes? S or M? I want multiple. So what I can do in a multiple manner? You don't know any other data structures. All you know is array. So we are using array and always give, like I suggest, variable name properly. So this is a complete repeat run. So I want more responses. So tell me, I'll give you choices. Boxes is it a method local variable or is it an instance variable? M for method local, I for instance. It is a method local variable. Why people are saying it is method local? See where we have declared it. I have declared it within a method. So it is a local variable, as in method local variable. The moment I say local variable in the middle of night means any time. Where will it be memory allocated? You know your choices, stack, heap, or method area. I keep repeating things 20 times a day, at least I'm saying, till you say, okay, we are bored. So memory allocated on stack. So I'll say properly. Please read those comments when you are doing the revision. Memory allocated on stack. Okay. And how many bytes? Those how many bytes is all as per the JVM specifications. So bytes, okay, I'll say number of bytes as per the JVM specs. So I'm trying to give you very clear-cut picture right from the initial days. Now the next question. Is it initialized or is it uninitialized so far? In short, can I access it by saying SOP boxes? Answer is no. So it is by default uninitialized. How do you confirm what I'm saying is correct or not? Write SOP boxes and enjoy the error. See the error, I mean. Okay, so this is one half. Now you have to create a box array, that is array type of object that can hold the references. But that individual reference is going to point to what? A box object. So that can hold box type of references. I know it is critical. So of course I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to, that thing will have code also in front of you. So we'll be working together. And best thing is I'll be giving you assignment same on whatever I taught today. So that time you'll gather more confidence. So anyway, array type of object which can hold box type of reference. So dictate the RHS, please. I'm giving you the chance to participate. So even if you have understood only 1%, try to write something. What should I start with? RHS should be what? I have to create a new object. So first letter is what? First word is what? New. Everything starts with new. Absolutely correct. Now tell me, do I want to call this constructor, or do you want to create a okay, let me rephrase it. Do you want to create a box object, box type of object, or array type of object? You want to create an array type which is going to hold a box type of references, array of references. So this is completely wrong. When you have the round brackets, you are calling a box constructor to create a box object. So that is wrong. How do you add the array symbol? Square brackets. But you know, at the time of creation, you have to supply the size. So that is what you read it via sc.next. And you can say that, suppose if I give the size as 4, some number, the slots, how many slots will be created? We are going to draw it before we stop for lunch break. First slot will be class pointer. Then will be length. Length will be initialized to 4. And there will be nicely 4 null values sitting because the default value of reference is null. And once this all allocation, I forgot something of course, but I'll tell you in a minute. This is what you are going to assign it to boxes. So the slots we'll be drawing it together. So don't worry about that. But now the question is, can directly an object get can object get created, or should it be preceded by class loading? C for class or O for object, class loading. So what was the name of the class for primitive array? It was opening bracket and D for double. So here there is a this is what I mean. Oh, this is single dimension today I'm talking about. So single dimension, and then there is a fully qualified name. There is a L value to indicate it is an array of references, and then there will be the fully qualified name of a box. So com.app.box. So this will be the name of the class, which we will confirm in a couple of minutes. Okay, so this class is not a box class. Remember this is a single array dimension. So it is nothing but box, simply said, box array class loaded in method area, followed by array object created in heap, which will have how many slots? So class pointer, then length will be there. Length is equal to, suppose I say 4, so then length is 4. And then for boxes of 0, boxes of 1, boxes of 2, boxes of 3, nulls will be setting. So the 4 null values, 4 nulls will be there. You will see this when we draw the memory picture in the next 5 minutes. So here, by now, from these two statements, or okay, to be precise, via this statement, how many objects are created in the heap? Single object. Is it of the type box or is it of the type box array? It is of the type box array. How many box type of objects are created so far? Answer is none. Box class is not even loaded. It's an array of box class or box array class which has been loaded. Okay, so this is the memory. This is the description so far. And we have to confirm. So here, display the array contents, or we can say default, because that will give you the clarity. Array contains. And how do we want to do it? I just want to display. So let us use your for each loop for this. Easy one. So I'm just adding a title here. The default array contains. And write it on your own. More you practice, your syntax will become easy. So what I want to do is for each. So say each implicitly. For each, every box B, every reference type of variable box B in boxes. All I want to do is SOP. So I'll stay quiet for a minute and just tell me, these two lines can be combined into one, you know that. And this for each. Are you little bit at least clear? 20% clear? Remaining 80% will come back, will be there in the lab session and in the memory pictures and all of that. And if I really give the value as 4, you should expect to see 4 nulls getting printed. Observe and conclude. So suppose if I say 4, and as predicted, you can see the default array contents going from boxes 0 to boxes of 3 is all null values. So is your understanding matching with the output? So far, so good? Okay. And just to show you, what is the name of the class which is loaded? Name of the box array class, which is loaded in the method area is, anyone wants to tell me how do I get you the name? How do we get the name of the class? Yeah, get class. So boxes.get class is a correct, precise answer. So again, observe. When I say dot, it is going to show you all the methods, inherited methods from the object class, and one of the inherited method is get class. Returns the runtime class. In short, what they mean is the class which is loaded, that class reference. Okay, so get class is sufficient. You'll understand this more in an advanced topic of core Java, named by the name of reflection. So when I take you to reflection towards the end of core Java, you will understand it in a better manner. Today this is sufficient. I mean, this much of discussion is sufficient. So here I can say 4 or 5 or 10, it doesn't matter. So can you see this? So here, what is the name of the class loaded is, why there is an opening bracket here? I mean, only single opening bracket here, single dimensional array. What is the meaning of this L value? Is it an array of primitive types or is it an array of references? Array of references. And what is the type of the reference which is going to be added there? It is the box type of a reference. Are we getting it, guys? So this all we have created is a holder which can hold only box type of references. But my job is only hardly done or rather halfway done. Where I have created actual boxes. Actual boxes are not yet created. So now here. So this was just for your understanding. Now I'm going to ask you. So here we have said accept box dimensions. So here we have to accept the box dimensions from what? From your client, from your customer, from your user. Accept box dimensions from user. I'm literally giving you the sequence. Create. Using these box dimensions, what is it you are going to create? Are you going to create a box array or box object? A for array, O for object. Of course, box class instance. Create box class instance, or you can say box class object. And this box class instance, will it be created within the array or outside of the array? W for within, O for outside. Answer is outside. Within is wrong. There is no concept of array of objects. It is all array of references. So here the box class instance will be created separately. So add the reference of this particular box object into the array. and sounds complex. When you start coding, you will see it is not difficult at all. But this is what we are going to do. So now tell me, can I use for this requirement for loop or for each loop? Can I use for each loop for this? 100% not. Your answer is correct. I can use only for loop because you saw, everyone remembers, my array contents are currently null. What do I want to replace it by? Actually, array of box type of pointers, box references. So I'm manipulating the array. Manipulating means modifying the array. For each is useless. So here you have to use the for loop. This part you know. So for int I equal to 0, what should be the boundary condition? Tell me the end value. I less than what? Absolutely correct. I less than boxes dot length. You're right. I less than boxes. Simply say boxes and dotted. You will see there is a data member. Length is the data member, not a method. That is why I'm not putting any parenthesis. I plus plus. Okay. Now, the next interesting thing. So here, user doesn't know what you want from the end user. Have a better UI and later UX, user experience also. So here, enter box dimensions. And you should tell user width, depth, and height because that is how we have written the constructor. So here you are trying to create a box type of instance which will be preceded by box class getting loaded in the memory, and then we will see the whole thing. So suppose user has entered it. So again, I'm saying, don't be hard on yourself. Don't be too much into hurry. Just give me right hand side. I'll give you a clue. Using this RHS, do you want to create a box class instance or do you want to create an array? You already know the answer. So can anyone dictate the RHS, please? Give me the RHS. Right hand side. You can write in a short form. I'll understand the short form. Tell me what should I write on the right hand side. Okay. New box is a very right answer. New box. Should I use the round bracket or square bracket? Absolutely correct. All of you who have written it is absolutely correct. As a round bracket or a square bracket? If you say a square bracket, it is an array. I don't want an array. I want to call the constructor. So this is the constructor. But this constructor will initialize all of them to -1, which is such a useless box. So here you are taking it from user. And which is the method you use? sc.nextable, comma was missing. Now my typing becomes so easy. So here, sc.nextable. Lesser chances, lesser time you spend in compiler errors. So guys, solve the RHS. I'm not allowing you to go fast. We will, of course, assign it to LHS. Otherwise, how will it work? But here, for the first iteration of the loop, will the box class instance directly get called, or will it first load the box class in the memory, or is it already loaded? Okay, I'll go slow. I'm asking you, has the box class got loaded in the memory or not yet? Answer is box array has been loaded, but box class is different. Box class is whatever app.core.box. The one which got loaded, you look at it. Don't get confused at all. Everything is in front of you. So tell me, is it a box class or is it a box array class? B for box, A for array. It's a box array class. Absolutely correct. So box class has not yet got loaded. So here is for the first time, box class gets loaded. Then the object is created. And then the state is initialized via the constructor. Got me? Now, the thing. What does a new operator return? The reference. So I'll write something and you tell me correct or wrong. See, there's no compile time error. But is it a correct logic or is it a wrong logic? I'm saying it is a wrong logic. It's a wrong logic, guys, because if you do this, you will never, your values which were null in the array will stay null. So tell me, what does the RHS return? Reference to the box. And what is the topic we are discussing? Array of references. So this reference, read this, add the reference of this box class object into the array. So just translate my English into Java, which is boxes of I. So I'll wait here for half a minute to see, are you understanding it? So this is the loop which will initialize, which will do so many things. First time, box class gets loaded. Then its object is created separately in the heap. And the third step is its reference is copied. Its reference is added into an array. Of course, you need revision. I'm not saying I see it and immediately you understand. Things don't happen that way. Okay, you do take time. And by the end of today, even if you understand it slightly better, I'm happy. And then the last part before we draw the memory picture, and then we stop for a lunch break. So the last part is here. Anyone wants to say? Okay, a small question. Can I do this from a for each loop? First question is that. Or do I need a for loop? Of course, I can do with the for each. So here is your for each. For each box B in boxes. I have started it for you. Can you just continue? I want to display the box dimensions. Anyone wants to tell me how? Can I access width, height, and depth from this class? Answer is no, they are private. So any solution? Of course, you're right, Yash. B dot get box dimensions, exactly. So here, since I want to do two things, I'm doing it in a curly braces manner. Scope I'm starting, sys out, that is displaying. So here I'm saying B dot. Now you know, you don't have to worry about your spelling mistakes. Get box dimensions. You remember this is returning you the string form of dimensions, and that string will get printed on the first line. And I want to print the volume also. So volume of the box, P dot get box volume. If you want to do further things and all you can do is in this manner. So anyone wants to tell me? Important question. What will be the assignment for the first, first iteration of the loop? What is the assignment for the first iteration of loop? B is equal to, let me check what you're saying, boxes of 0, very right. But guys, what is boxes of 0 holding? Is it a primitive type or is it an address? It's a reference, absolutely. It's not a primitive type. Boxes of 0 is holding the reference. And that reference is pointing to what? Our first box object. Okay. So in short, it is again copy of references. So when you say for the first time, when you say B dot get box dimensions, you will automatically see the first box's dimensions getting printed and its volume getting computed and displayed. Next one. When you go to the next iteration, it's copy of references all the time. B is equal to, anyone wants to tell me for the next iteration, please? Quite obvious. B is equal to boxes of 1. But what is boxes of 1 holding? The address of the next box. So now B starts pointing to the next box object and finds its dimensions and the volume. Isn't it cool? With one for each, I can access everything for all possible created boxes in my heap. And likewise, it will continue. And what will be the last assignment? B is equal to boxes of boxes dot length minus 1. So this is your complete span of your for loop. I'm sorry, for each loop. So this is what we are going to test. And look at time. Yeah, we can draw the memory picture if you want. I'll ask you whether you want to do it now or after the break. But we are definitely running it. So again, I'll give you a minute to read this and we'll test it. And then you decide like. Whole concept is based on copy of references. So here, let's confirm this. How many boxes? So let's say I want to create 2 boxes. So observe and conclude. So name of the box array class is here So at this point, how many classes are loaded into the memory? Don't count that scanner and object. One class. Is it box or is it box array? Answer is in front of you. It's a box array. Okay. What are the initialized default contents? Class pointer, length equal to 2 and 2 null values setting. So if I ask you at this point in time, how many box type of objects are created in the heap so far? How many box type of objects are created in the heap? 0 is the correct answer. Guys, box array, it is array references are created, but box object is not yet created. Box class is also not loaded. Okay. So now let us add the first triplet of dimensions. So let's say 10, 20, 30, some values. You know the code and all that. I can show you attaching the debugger also today, tomorrow in the lab. And you can actually step by step go through the code and understand it. Yes, it has created the object because you know the code in the background, Rishikesh. So this is the first one done. See guys, I mean, you should be understanding that. So here the code was blocked, sc.next double. So these dimensions are added into this box class instance preceded by class loading, and its reference is stored into that. Whole code I had explained earlier. I'll explain it again in the lab, don't worry. And for the second one, let's have, what is it I say? 1, 2, 3 maybe. And just check and confirm. Are you getting the first box dimensions correctly? Of course, yes. Is the computed volume correct? Yes, again. Are you getting the second box dimensions correctly? Yes to that. And its volume is also correct. So this is what is the beginning discussion, starting of the conversation of array of references. So you tell me, looking at time and all that, reference variable boxes of L. What is it, boxes of L, Rohan? I did not understand. Okay, so guys, okay, let's not be in a hurry. You tell me, boxes of I answer is wrong. It will be on the heap. Okay, but you want me to draw the memory picture now or in the lab session? You tell me, I will listen to you accordingly. Don't give me both the answers, guys. So majority, I always go by majority. Majority is saying lab. Maybe people are hungry. Okay, so no problem. We will continue this discussion as a part of revision in the lab. And please, I'll be collecting all this under day 3 data. So do go through sequence, do revise the code samples which we have written together. And by the time I will join the lab and we will draw the memory picture and I'll get a lot of things solved from you also. So any immediate question before we stop for lunch break, guys? Okay, so that is it then. See you around in the lab session. See you. Video. That is beyond me, Kunal. I don't think I can. I'm not part of that. What is it? Video creation and all that, right? So this is all I can give you. Day 3 data. Look at it, please. That will be all. See you around.